In this video, I'm going to share with you guys the 3 important things that helped me land my job in cybersecurity. These 3 things were able to make me somewhat unique from the rest of the applicants, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can do the same thing. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jono and I work in cybersecurity as a security analyst. And I know a lot of you guys are new or are looking to get into cybersecurity, so my goal is to share my experience and my tips and tricks to help you guys out. So the first important thing that you need to do is to make sure that you know what you're talking about. This might seem obvious, but there are a lot of people out there that make it sound like they have an endless number of expertise and skills on their resume. Never do that. The first reason is you'll be seen as jack of all trades, master of none. You might think that's a good thing, but it's not when you're just starting out. When your journey is just beginning, you need to be a master at one thing only. If you're a software engineer, pick a language like Python or Java and be really good at it. If you're good at analyzing data, stick to analyzing data. Don't diversify your skills at this stage because that will just make you lose your edge and turn you average. With that said, when I was applying for my job, I know for a fact that I'm good at automations and coding and doing development work. So I knew that was my edge and it was something I needed to showcase. So what I did to showcase that was by creating a website portfolio that introduces who I am and what projects I've done. But you might be asking, if I just focus on one thing I'm good at, wouldn't that narrow the number of jobs I can apply? When you're applying for jobs, don't be discouraged if you see a handful of experiences and skills that don't match your skill set. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you should start learning more skills so you can have a better chance. While that might work sometimes, it's much better to stick to your guns and find other job postings that match your specific skill set. You don't have to meet all the requirements, you just need to meet most of it. And when you're sending in that resume, never bullshit your skills, especially when it's a technical job. So a while back, we hired someone into our security team and the person claimed to have the required experience of using a SIEM and knows how to write search queries. But when it came to the actual job, they weren't able to perform even the most basic task and gave me a really lame excuse like it was a very technical work that he was given. It wasn't. And this is why I highly advise against making stuff up. When it comes to cybersecurity, you need to know what you're talking about. If you start fluffing around and throwing buzzwords that don't make sense, people can see right through you and then you'll be lining your way out the door. So what's the best way to go about this? This is how I did it. I went through about 10 different job posts and I noted down all the requirements they were after. So this could be anything like technical skills, like any experience with handling vulnerabilities and so on. And then I would also note down any certifications that were mentioned. What I was doing was essentially getting data points on what are the most common and important things to focus on. And the more job posts you can go through to get these data points, the better. So for example, a number of security analyst role would be asking for experience in SIEM, experience with remediating vulnerabilities, and experience with handling phishing emails, just to name a few. Once I had a list of the most common skills and knowledge requirement, I would start finding ways to obtain them. So for knowledge requirement like having a Security Plus certification, I would study and obtain that certification. Once I had all that completed, I tried to apply those fundamental knowledge as best as I could on paper. So handling phishing emails, for example, I would go through my mailbox and download a handful of emails that I suspect would be phishing. Then I would go through each email, pointing out the red flags and explain why they are IOCs or indicators of compromise. And if I use any tools like a sandbox environment to analyze the email, then I would make sure to note that down as well. Along with identification, I would also outline any remediation steps I would take. So that could be as simple as blocking the sender address or domain or website links within the email. I would also outline any potential preventative steps that might help, such as blocking particular keywords or subjects as an additional measure to just blocking the email address. It's important that everything is documented in a way that is easily readable and understandable by potential interviewers. Now let's talk about the second thing that helped me land my job in cybersecurity. And that is learn the skills that you might need when you're more experienced in that role. Let me explain. So this point is about showing your interviewer that not only you have the skills to perform at this particular job, but you have the potential to grow into another role. And this is what companies love. This will indicate that you have more potential to be in it for the long run, making their investment in you to be much more worthwhile. Now in my case, for a standard SOC analyst role, you only need to know about how to handle incidents, how to handle alerts, how to triage, and all that standard stuff. But for me, since I had software engineer background, I was able to showcase that there is potential for me to advance past the standard type of work as a SOC analyst, which would be a SOC engineer. So I've been in this SOC analyst role for a while now, and what I do right now is very different to what I've been doing in the first year, solely because my manager knew I had this potential to work more in the development side of things. Nowadays, I'm handling more on the coding and automation side of things on Splunk and AWS, just to make our standard day-to-day tasks easier. I've also become the Splunk SME in my team, and this has been highly influenced by my prior experience with SQL when I was a software engineer. And because of that, I was able to spend a lot of time on Splunk. So I would say take some time to reflect on other skills and knowledge that you might already have, and they might relate more to cybersecurity than you might think. This reminds me, I should probably do a new day in life video to update you guys on my work, so stay tuned for that. So for you guys, when you're thinking about going into cybersecurity as a SOC analyst, try to go one step further and think about the next role you would be interested in. Examples are GRC or vulnerability analyst, pen tester, management, developer, and so on. Now, once you have that in mind, try to gain additional knowledge and skills on those particular fields so you can showcase in your resume. For example, if you're into vulnerabilities, dive deep into CVEs and how to identify, remediate, and manage them. If you're into pen testing, learn about networking and Linux, or even try Hack the Box. There are a lot of online resources out there. A lot of free ones too, so you don't really have to worry if a particular niche you're going for is not the right one for you. And as always, I need to say that there are always exceptions to what I've just said. I also know some people who went directly into a specific niche in cybersecurity as a beginner. The third way that really helped me with landing a job in cybersecurity is to have an easy and accessible way for recruiters to see all of your achievements. And this loops back to the point I made in the beginning of the video, which is creating a website portfolio. A website portfolio is much better compared to a resume because you can showcase more content compared to a couple of pages. You have the flexibility to spice up your portfolio to be as engaging as possible. And I've seen some really good website portfolio that engages with the recruiter with interactive actions as they journey through the accomplishments. All you need is a little bit of extra effort to achieve this. So this was my website portfolio that I created from scratch. So I coded everything up using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And down below, I just cataloged all my side projects and their code, which are all on GitHub. And as you can see, this is a really basic design that everyone can do. With the help of AI right now, you can actually build a lot of website portfolio a lot easier. So there's really no excuses. And for anyone that's keen on going into cybersecurity, I would recommend doing something similar as a baseline. So that means you have a section on the website that showcases your educational background in a creative way and include any certifications that you're already taking. And then have another section to showcase your side projects, which could be using a SIEM to investigate a made-up incident, or how you can handle vulnerabilities and phishing emails and so on. And once you have your website portfolio curated, make sure to provide it on your resume or LinkedIn or any platform where you're applying for a job. This allows any recruiters to have a quick look at what you have to offer in a much more interesting way, which makes you stand out and look more unique. Now, all of these are the things that helped me get into cybersecurity. It may or may not work for you guys, but if you found these points helpful, then you want to watch this video here while I go through the best way that I think you should prepare for cybersecurity. And make sure to let me know in the comments for any type of videos you guys want me to make. Thanks for watching.